There's a special kind of pain, a special kind of frustration that comes from working in a place where something's happening to you, something nefarious, something that is clearly unfair, and no one seems to care about it. And as this happens, somehow everyone else is oblivious. Even as it unfolds right in front of them, they remain completely unaware. Maybe it's the way they speak to you, like you don't belong there, or the jokes that they tell that really aren't funny. The silence you may feel when you walk in the room, conversations that stop when you walk by or when you're around. The emails that you are left off of, the meetings that they conveniently forget to invite you to. You keep thinking it'll change, that someone will see it, that someone will help. And then hours pass, days pass, sometimes weeks pass, and nothing changes. And you start to wonder, am I imagining this? You're not imagining it. You're not overreacting. You're not crazy. There was a young man, just 21 years old, working in the middle of the ocean, isolated, harassed, mocked, touched, threatened, and everyone around him said, just deal with it. This is what happens here. Joseph Oncale was young, isolated, and completely unprotected. People are being isolated, ostracized, and silenced in the same or similar ways as Joseph Oncale. And maybe you're in a toxic work group today, being targeted and cut out of conversations, mocked or ignored, and no one stepping in. Joseph Oncale didn't have a policy manual. He didn't have a supportive boss, but he had the courage to say, this is not okay. If you're being mistreated at work, don't shrink. You don't have to prove your worth to people who refuse to see it. Your dignity isn't up for debate. You matter because you are here, not because you are validated by others. You are not weak for being targeted. You are not alone, and like Joseph Oncale, your voice matters more than you think. And you deserve to be safe. You deserve to be respected. You deserve a workplace that doesn't eat away at your soul. If you feel lost right now, I want you to hear this. What's happening to you? It's not your fault. It's not about you. You're not the problem. You're not invisible either, and you're not helpless, even if it feels that way. Now, if this sounds like your reality, if you're working in a place that chips away at you, where harm is happening and no one will help, I want you to listen to a few things that I did when I found myself working and dealing with this kind of a problem. The first thing I did, and you can too, is to start writing down what's happening. You want to write down dates, times, who was there, what was said, and you want to keep a private, detailed record that's not on a work device, that's your own personal journal. There are at least two really important reasons for this. First, if it turns into a legal issue, you'll have the details you need to back yourself up. But second, and this is probably even more important, when you're in a tough environment for a while, you can start to gaslight yourself. You start thinking that it's not as bad, it's not that bad, maybe you're overreacting, and that's just your survival instinct kicking in. But when you write things down and look at what's actually happening, it becomes a lot easier to see the truth and to admit to yourself that what's happening is not okay. The second thing I did, and you can too, is to create an exit strategy. I know that you can't just walk out of a job and leave tomorrow. I was in the same position, but you can plan. You can update your resume, you can network quietly, you can look at other positions sometimes within the company or outside the company, whatever, depending on, where you are and what you're looking for. The goal is to get you to a safer environment, a better environment, and to exit your position on your terms. Now, I didn't choose to file a formal complaint, but this is definitely an option. If you feel safe in doing it, follow the company's complaint procedure, whatever process they've outlined for employees to use whenever issues have surfaced that are uncomfortable, bullying, harassment, what have you. Use the system, even if you're unsure that it will actually work for you. This step is important to protect yourself later. And if you're not heard when you file that grievance, you can go outside the organization. You can contact an attorney. You can file a complaint with the EEOC. You can consult with an HR professional or simply talk to someone who understands what you're going through. I have found that talking to a mental health professional can bring a lot of clarity when I'm dealing with situations like this, especially when I was feeling confused or overwhelmed. It just helped me to take a step back to see the situation more clearly and to figure out what the next best move was for me. The important thing to remember is that you don't have to face this alone. When life gets heavy, learn to prioritize your mental and physical health, because if you don't take care of yourself in the moment, you almost always feel the impact of that down the line. You and I, we were not meant to simply survive every day. We're meant to grow, to thrive. And even if the people around you can't or won't see your value, I hope you never stop believing in it. In today's video, I mentioned the name Joseph Oncale. If you want to hear his full story, I have a separate video that goes deeper into what happened. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching today. I'll see you in the next video.